Tim Walz is the manifestation of the woke utopia leftists want. Please run in 28, please.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, and take out, just telling you.
So first of all, Tesla's up today, but it's no way to even look at stocks. They're going to go up and down. It's un-American as well. Tesla's an American-made car company. It's down. It's dropping. It's at 225 and dropping. This guy was almost vice president. And again, as I'll show in the video, I think he might be the 28 nominee.
But I think this notion of toxicity in masculinity needs to be separated. And I think it's been conflated. And I think we're going to have to work on that a little bit. And I think there is a crisis.
I think some of us scare them. I think I scare them a little bit why they spend so much time on it. No, I'm serious, because I can fix a truck. They know I'm not bullshitting on this. Yeah. I'm not putting this in people's grill. I don't know if my identity is not hunting. My identity is not football coaching. My identity is not, a beard and a truck.
Nobody can even say what toxic masculinity is. It's a stupid phrase. And then Tim Walz is like a cartoon character. They're afraid of me because I can fix a truck. Please run. I just want to cover it. My channel will go to like 1 million subscribers just covering the wild things he says.
The things they went after today are basically a big chunk of what society does, and people like to have clean water and hospitals and safety and roads and airports, all the things they're going after.
Airports.
And you summed it up. There's societies that function like this, where the rich and the oligarchs do everything, and there's some fabulously wealthy people who are are above the law, and the rest of us are here.
This clip is like a month or two ago, roughly. He sounds like he's trying to be all direct to the camera. Remember how badly, though, when the lights were on him, how badly he melted down, a full meltdown, during the debate with J.D. Vance.
You have 2 minutes.
Well, thank you, and thank you for those joining at home tonight. Let's keep in mind where this started. October 7th, Hamas terrorists
watch how many times he says fundamental.
Massacred over 1,400 Israelis and took prisoners. Israel's ability to be able to defend itself is absolutely fundamental. Getting its hostages back, fundamental, and ending the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. But the expansion of Israel and its proxies is an absolute fundamental necessity for the United States to have the steady leadership.
And he tries to talk tough now, Donald Trump, Elon Musk. When the lights were on him in this debate, this is like one of the worst answers I've ever seen. He's just like wide-eyed, can't speak barely, doesn't even really know what he's saying.
But what's fundamental here is that steady leadership is going to matter. It's clear, and the world saw it on that debate stage.
4 times fundamental. How many times do you need? Mix it up. Throw another word in there. And here's the famous Tiananmen Square, China answer from Tim Walz. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but for 2 minutes, he doesn't answer.
Governor Walz, you said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year. Can you explain that discrepancy?
Yeah, well, and to the folks out there who didn't get at the top of this, look, I grew up in small rural Nebraska, town of 400, town that you rode your bike with your buddies till the streetlights come on, and I'm proud of that service. I joined the National...
You rode your bike with your buddies? Dude, answer the question. This is like, I grew up in the middle class from Kamala.
What are 1 or 2 specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid.
Okay, I'll skip ahead about 2 minutes because he did not answer the question.
Just to follow up on that, the question was, can you explain the discrepancy?
All I said on this is I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said. So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests went in. And from that, I learned a lot of what needed to be in governance.
Thank you, Governor. Senator Vance.
I've seen that probably 10 times. It's funnier every time I watch it.
Yeah, look, I have my dates wrong. I was in Hong Kong and China in 1989. That move from Hong Kong into China, it was profound for me. That was the summer of democracy.
Had his dates wrong. Again, please run Tim Walz in 28, please. After seeing just a few clips of Tim Walz, you might think, I don't know if the Democrats are going to choose that guy as their nominee. I think it's possible because there's been news lately that the Democratic Party has very low approval rating, but there's also news that Democrats want their party to resist Trump and not work with him. So if you want like resistance like the Democrats seem to want, Tim Walz might be your guy.
So Basil, Democratic voters agree with Senator Murphy. Their party needs to change tactics. This is no surprise to you. We've talked about this, but this poll shows 65% of Democrats want party leaders to stick to their positions rather than compromise with President Trump. I mean, look, Chuck Schumer didn't create this problem, but who?
So that's basically 2-1. So if you want to get in there and be more like of a reasonable Democrat and just think about how we're going to get things done, how can we work with Republicans in a bipartisan way, that doesn't seem to be where the party is. The party seems to be on Tim Walz's page.
These guys online, we're losing people that I'm bringing on this podcast as well. That's why I brought...
These are bad guys, though. These are bad guys.
But they exist, and we could deny they exist. They exist. Not only they exist, they persist, and they're actually influencing young kids every single day.
How do we push some of those guys back under a rock?
I think we have to first understand what their motivations are. I think we have to understand what they're actually doing.
It seems like the Democrats want to side with Tim Walz right now in terms of like push them under a rock. They're bad guys. Not what Gavin Newsom is saying there about like, how do we reason with them? How do we kind of understand their perspective? Let me know in the comments, but that's what the Democratic Party looks like to me. But anyway, with that said, I'll finish the video here. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.